Good morning. This is meteorologist Jeff Gerber. I'm here in the Storm Tracker Center, and we're going to take a look at what could be going on as we head towards the weekend into early next week. We have a area of disturbed weather out in the Caribbean, and we're going to give you the latest update on that and let you know what we're looking at as we go into looks like this weekend and into early next week, as far as maybe some development and maybe a chance for maybe a tropical system off the coast of southeast Texas here as we head towards this weekend into early next week. We'll have to wait and see, but let's take a look at what's going on right now. We have three different things out there into the Atlantic. One is got an 80% chance of development, and that's going to be out in the central Atlantic, so we don't have to worry about that. The other one's got a low chance of development. Of course, we don't have to worry about that one either. That's way out there in the eastern part of the Atlantic. And then we have Invest 99L, and that's the one down here in the Caribbean, and that is the one that we are going to be watching closely here as we go through not only this weekend, but as we get into early next week. Let's take a look at the satellite over the Caribbean, and if you look out in the Caribbean right now, there is nothing organized there. There is no name system. There's nothing but basically an area of disturbed weather. We're looking right around in here. That's what the Hurricane Center is checking out right now. And no low-level circulation, but right now all indications are that there will be some low-level circulation here over the next few days. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe we have to wait till Friday before we see something, and we might see maybe a tropical depression start to develop there late tomorrow into Friday, and then eventually as it moves off towards the west, move into the Gulf of Mexico. And like I said, there's been some indications right now that there could be developing into tropical storm, maybe even a hurricane as we head into, looks like late this weekend into early next week. And some of the indications are that it could be moving into parts of southwest Louisiana or southeast Texas. Like I said, we don't have a low-level circulation right now, so it's hard for the computer models to really kind of guess on what's going to be happening with this until they get some good information into the computer models. But we're going to show you a couple computer models here and show you what they're thinking right now. Actually, we always talk about the European model and the American model. Both of those are fairly close into what they're forecasting right now, so something to look at. That's for right now. Like I said, just kind of take it for what it's worth. Not the greatest information going into these models as far as making a forecast. This is the GFS, or what we call the American model. You can see at the top there, it's I stopped it here at about 9:50 on Saturday evening, and they expect that disturbance to be just off the Yucatan going into the central Gulf of Mexico somewhere. Then maybe a tropical depression, maybe a tropical storm by then. We'll slowly take it through Sunday. Sunday, it continues to work its way north and northwest through the Gulf of Mexico. And then as we head into Tuesday morning, the American model has it possibly a hurricane coming into south central Louisiana. So we're talking about Vermilion Bay. We're talking about places like Lafayette. As we go into Tuesday, and then eventually it pushes it off towards Mississippi as we head into Wednesday afternoon. But once again, we'll take you back to Tuesday early morning, and you can see a hurricane right over south central Louisiana. Now, if this would actually verify this forecast, that would put us on the eastern side of the storm, probably away from the hurricane center, hurricane force winds, because usually with a storm this size, hurricane force winds are pretty close to the center. You know, we're talking about 30 to 50 miles away, and we'd definitely be farther away than that. But once again, this is just one run of this one particular model. So you can't hang your hat on this. This can completely change as we go through the next 2 or 3 days. I'm just wanting to show you what this one particular model is forecasting for right now. Now we're going to switch over to the European model. And once again, here we go. We'll take this up until Saturday morning, say about 8:40 in the morning, and it has the disturbance right off the Yucatan. Once again, could possibly be a tropical depression by this point. As we go into Sunday at noon, it has it off the coast of Louisiana. Possibly, once again, it's a tropical depression, tropical storm. And then as it comes in, this is Monday afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, as possibly a strong tropical storm or maybe even a weak hurricane coming in to southwest Louisiana, southeast Texas, possibly at that time frame. So you notice this model is weaker than the American model, and also it's a little bit faster. This one has it coming in on Monday afternoon. The other one has it coming in on Tuesday in the morning. And then that, once again, it moves out fairly quickly. It's not sticking around, it moves out fairly quickly, so it's not going to stick around and bring a ton of rain to our area. But I just want, and once again, this is one run of this particular model. So this is just a look at what right now they're trying to guess at, because they don't have good information, once again, going into these models. So this is kind of what their one computer model is thinking as we head towards early next week. All right, let me do this. I'm going to put these side by side, and here they are. The European model's in white, the GFS model is in red, and you can see the difference there as they come in early next week. We'll go back once again, and you can see this is Saturday afternoon. The European model is ahead of the GFS model as they come across the Gulf of Mexico. Going into Monday afternoon, looks like the European model over parts of southwest Louisiana. Monday evening, the GFS model still just off the coast as we head into early morning hours on Tuesday. The American model or GFS model is through south central Louisiana coming in there. So this, once again, just comparing these two models, this is one run of both of these models. This is nothing to hang your hat on. This is what we're looking at when we're trying to make a forecast. This is some of the guidance the computer models are trying to give us. And so that's why, even though, like I said, we're not going to say this is what's going to happen, it is concern for you to say, hey, if something like this would happen, am I ready to go? Do I have my hurricane supplies? Am I going to stay? Am I going to go? What am I going to do? Do I have that plan ready to go? So this is a good time to think about that stuff well before we see anything in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's why we're showing you these computer models. That's why we're showing you this potential forecast that could be playing out as we head towards Monday and Tuesday of next week. So that's why we're on here doing this live little broadcast, this update to show you what could possibly happen in the early next week. Now, also, we take that, we'll show you once again, one's just ahead of the other, but they're fairly close. They're not too far apart. If we were to pick one right now that we would like better for Southeast Texas than the other, of course, it would be the American model, which is a little bit farther off towards the east. Now, here's the spaghetti models that we all show all the time. And once again, this is just kind of a look at several runs of computer models. And you notice that this run here, all the way down to Mexico, and then there's others that go all the way over here into southern parts of Mississippi. So because two models take it right up through southwest Louisiana, south central Louisiana, doesn't mean it can't go all the way down into Mexico, or it can't go into maybe parts of Alabama or Mississippi as we go into early next week. So there's still a probability of this whole area in here that this thing could go. So once again, that's why I say don't hang your hat on those two different models on that one run, because it could completely change. By tomorrow, that whole scenario could be pushed all the way over into New Orleans, or that whole scenario could be pushed into Brownsville. We don't know. There's just not enough information right now with all these, with what little we have, to kind of guess where this is going to go. I'm just showing you certain computer models so that you'll know that, hey, there might be something going on here. That's time to make sure that I have a plan kind of ready to go in case something would go on and happen next week. But as I show you these spaghetti models, they're kind of all over the place from Mexico all the way up into parts of Alabama. So it's still just up in the air what's going to happen. So we do know this. I think for sure you can count on a tropical system being in the Gulf of Mexico as we head into Saturday into Sunday this weekend. Definitely Monday very early, looks like there will be some type of tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico, whether that be a tropical depression or maybe a tropical storm. There will be something that looks like in the Gulf of Mexico. Will it affect Southeast Texas? We have no idea right now. We don't know exactly where it's going to go, but we are going to give you a heads up here to tell you, you know what, this is possible, so I need to make some plans right now. What's going to be happening is high pressure off towards the east is going to try to steer this thing right up into parts of Louisiana and Texas. It all depends on that high pressure, which is off towards the east. And we're going to see how it's going to be over in here. And then we actually have another ridge of high pressure over in here. And how this thing is going to kind of split the difference, that's where the track is going to go, it looks like, as we go towards early next week. So these two high pressure ridges, we're going to have to wait and see how they develop. So still a big question mark there. Plus, we're going to have to wait and see how much the storm system itself develops as we head into early next week. So like I said, just a ton of questions as far as what's going to be happening as we go into this weekend, early next week. We're going to keep watching it and keep you updated as we go through that time period. But right now we're just kind of watching it. Here's generally the 7-day forecast, and right now through the weekend we'll be fine. We do have scattered showers, a few thunderstorms every day. And then really I think it's going to be Monday afternoon, Monday evening, going into Tuesday early morning. At this point right now, it looks like that will be the time that we need to be watching it. I think we'll be fine through the rest of the week into the weekend, but it's going to be Monday afternoon into Tuesday right now, according to what we can tell from some of the computer models and everything, that will be the time that we might be dealing with something tropical. So heads up there as far as the timing right now. But once again, like I said, this is just a tropical wave right now. There's no organization here. They don't think it's really going to be organized until we get into maybe Friday. So we'll continue to watch it. We'll give you these updates, and you can take them, like I said, and do what you need to do with them. I think for the most part, you just need to do two things right now, is just stay vigilant as far as watching the forecast, check in with us a couple of times a day, see what we're showing you as far as what the latest information is. And then number two is make sure that you have supplies at home, some water, batteries, you know the rule, you know the information. And if you need that information, if you're new around here, you can go to our website, and we have information there as far as hurricane supplies and what you need to do and everything like that. And also think about, you know, if there was an evacuation. I'm not saying there's going to be, that's way out in the future, but, you know, what would you do? Where would you go? What do you think about doing? You know, dogs and family and all that other stuff. So have that plan ready to go. And that's something you should always do at the beginning of hurricane season or during hurricane season, as well as the supplies. You should always have those ready to go in case something starts to develop across the area. So that's the latest right now. Like I said, it's just a wait and see game. We're watching this tropical wave move through the Caribbean. All indications by the computer models are that there will be something tropical in the Gulf of Mexico as we head into this weekend. Where it's going to go once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico is a big question mark right now. We don't know. So we're kind of waiting to see what happens as far as the tropics go this weekend into early next week. Like I said, keep checking in with us. We'll keep you updated. As soon as we get information, of course, we'll quickly pass it along. We'll be doing more of these live broadcasts. We'll also be doing, of course, we're on air, and we'll be through social media as well, keeping you updated on what's going on. So once again, thanks for joining us for this morning. I'm sure Patrick will be doing another one of these later on this afternoon, if not this evening. And we'll be doing these probably around this time, about 10:30 or so, the rest of this week. And then as we get into the weekend, we'll be updating you as need be as far as Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, early next week, we'll be right back at it. So I appreciate you all watching for this morning. I know a lot of folks out there very nervous. Nobody here in Southeast Texas likes this time of year where we have to deal with these tropical systems, and that includes me as well. We'll keep you updated, and we'll let you know what you need to do when you need to do it. Right now, it's just a time to sit and watch. Make sure your hurricane supplies and plans are in place. And like I said, as soon as we'll see any development here, we'll be on top of it and we'll keep you updated. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon.